Today is June 2nd, 2023. Today's episode, TeamFAFO. Messing around until someone needs to find out. It's a term that's thrown around pretty frequently and to everyone has a meaning. Most commonly, someone did something foolish and then, well, oh no, the consequences. But that's not exactly how I see the term, at least as far as it comes to TeamFAFO. Because I prefer to keep this podcast broadcast friendly, I'm substituting a word or two. It's a personal preference to not swear as often, just so that those words can have a much harder impact when I do utter them. In other words, if I'm dropping F-bombs, there's usually a reason I am that irate. So let's talk about messing around and finding out. Because, well, I like to mess around. Until someone needs to find out. I tend toward being playful and chill most of the time. I prefer to not take things too seriously. I enjoy high-quality trash posting. Normally I'm okay with using the typical word, but I prefer no profanity on the podcast. Messing around lets me move about and learn, pay attention, and get ready for that moment when someone needs to find out. And like most messages, that has multiple meanings. When my abusers sent me to hospital, they had to find out that was unacceptable behavior. There are consequences. Those consequences include not being in my life and in my world anymore. But at the same time, when someone is in distress and asks for help, if I can help, I at least attempt to. For the last couple of years, I've given up a week or so to help someone fleeing abuse move to someplace safe. I can't do as much of the physical aspects of moving things thanks to severe injury, but I can drive, I can navigate, and if necessary, I can even interface with law enforcement thanks to my history working for a law enforcement agency. In the end, someone gets away from a situation they don't want to be in, but lack the ability to exit from, and I do something good. That actually was the nexus of the idea of how TeamFAFO is organized. There's two parts to TeamFAFO. Everyone that's a part of it is a member of the facilitation and remediation team, and we never use the acronym, because finding out is facilitation of a solution and remediation of problems when one thinks about it. Where things get fun is the messing around part, because if one needs to be ready to facilitate and remediate, one should have some fun first. I'm part of the diversionary tactics division, primarily in the trash posting category. Putting words good together this helps with. It's also likely the most trickster part that's been hashed out so far, since in order to engage in diversionary tactics, one must know what the lay of the land is. Another group is the psychedelic warfare division, because if you've ever had a hallucinatory experience, whether chemically induced or not, you know how potent, powerful, and literally mind-altering these experiences can be. The changes in the connectome, the network of neurons and regions of the brain, can help one make logical connections they couldn't make before. And there's Blue Shark Operative Distribution to help get blue sharks to where they're needed the most. It's in good humor, but there is a deeper side to each of these groups that I'll talk about next week. Lots to do, not a lot of time to do it in, but isn't that how it always goes? Thanks for listening to this strange chick. Talk to you tomorrow.